So I looked at him as I'm holding him, and he's like, all of a sudden I see his head turn, and his eyes go up, and he starts doing this like weird like twitching, shaking thing, and I'm like, oh no. In my head, I was definitely a little bit like worried. Hey guys, welcome back to Eat.
And today we are eating Korean corn dogs again. Not the frozen variety, the fresh, homemade, gigantic variety.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for squid ink.
Yeah, so we have that one's squid ink. We have potato.
Yeah.
We have this one, I think might be the spicy hot dog. This one has chicken nuggets, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Sweet potato on the outside. And these ones are half mozzarella, half... Yeah, it's going to be very good.
Are you excited?
Guido wants to try them.
He's excited to try them. So, for Babs and mine's 2nd year anniversary, I took him
She
to...
spoiled me.
I think it's called Allegria. Anyway, Cirque du Soleil. It was awesome. Okay, I'm going to start with the squid ink one. What are you starting with?
I'm going to start with the new one, the chicken nugget.
Chicken schnugs.
So I'm going to zoom in first. Look at that. That's chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got, this one has teriyaki or barbecue sauce on it. I'll let you know. So here we go. That's good.
More? Oh, you're gonna chew?
Okay, so this one has chipotle on it. Chipotle mayo.
And this one has cheese.
What's the sauce on it? Barbecue?
You like that?
Want to try mine? Oh, you have food. You have to finish your food first.
Or take the chicken, yeah. Crunchy. So far, delicious. Right, shoot.
So we were, the show was supposed to be at 1. We were a little bit late because of traffic. So I missed a little bit of the beginning. Parking was $35. That's expensive.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. So this one's half mozzarella cheese, I believe.
But Cirque du Soleil was so fun. They did an awesome job. Oh, you're still eating.
And we saw one of the acts when they're doing like was it called trapezing? They're flying around doing flips and catching each other. One of them fell.
Yeah. But they had a net underneath. So.
It was a graceful fall. She like landed with a little flip. But it was definitely not a part of the act.
But I would highly recommend. I want to see some of the other Cirque du Soleil shows now.
That's right, you. So Guido likes to try on his own now. But he doesn't.
Just put it Put it here. I don't want it down my throat. Put it here. Here. Okay.
Oh, okay. Very sweet potato-y. Want more?
So, kiddo got sick. No, I took it out. Anyways, he ended up getting sick and like a little bit of a cough and stuff, and then all of a sudden, on the Tuesday, he was feeling really hot. So then I was like, okay, well, we should, yeah, we got it. On the Tuesday, he was feeling really hot, so I was like, okay, we took his temperature. A few times he did have a bit of a fever. So we're like, you want more of this one? I don't know if you're gonna like it, baby. It's cheese. He's not a fan of cheese. Anyway, so, and he was like, just like on me, like wanting to be, yeah, just on me the whole time. So, anyways, I'm just making some supper or whatever, and I take the pan out of the oven, and I put it on top of the stove, and I'm holding him at the same time, like kind of like over here, so he's away from the heat. And then he, which one did he like? This one? Oh, you're still chewing. Okay. He's chewing. So, and then all of a sudden I put the pan down and he like shakes. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I thought like I had scared him or whatever. And then he does like another shake and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, that's kind of weird because, like I didn't make any loud noises or anything. He's like, nope, I want a hot dog again. Here, he likes the potato one. Like the potato one, don't you? Yeah, he likes the potato one. Anyway, so he does a little shake, and I'm like, oh, that's weird because I didn't make any loud noises that time. Are you not gonna let us tell the story, baby? What's this one?
The chicken nugget one.
Oh, maybe we won't. That one's okay.
Yeah.
But then, so I looked at him as I'm holding him, and he's like, all of a sudden I see his head turn, and his eyes go up, and he starts doing this like weird like twitching, shaking thing, and I'm like, oh no. In my head, it I was definitely a little bit like worried, but then like one of my friends had a son. He's older now and has grown out of them, but who had febrile seizures every time he had a fever. So I rushed to get the phone right away and call my friend, who is a nurse practitioner, and she also does the phone line for like 811 or whatever if you call in. Anyway, so I phoned her right away and she's like, hey, let's FaceTime. So I FaceTime so she could like see him and see what he was doing. And he's still like seizuring, still like twitching. I can't get his attention. His eyes are still like looking up and stuff.
It's super scary.
And so then, bite. Maybe these are a bit hard for him. Yeah, and so she asked me about his breathing, and it was definitely labored. It wasn't easy breathing. And at this time I had laid him down and rolled him on his side, so I was kind of holding his head and holding his like body on his side. Are you all done?
No, you can bring him out.
So yeah, so then.
So while Shannon was, before, she just I was over there on the computer, and she just tells me to come over. And she's like, yeah, I think kiddo's having a seizure. I need you to call 911. So then I called 911. And told them what was going on, and then they said the paramedics were on the way. And so while we were waiting for the paramedics, we were just listening to our friend's advice about what to do.
And praying.
And praying for sure. And yeah, because it was the scariest part was him he was just like a blank stare looking directly straight, and I would say his name and he wouldn't react to anything. And then so he had 2 of those seizures. One lasted, I don't know, that was a long time. It lasted must have been at least 2 minutes. And then the second one, I'm not sure if he fell asleep a little bit after the first one.
My friend had said that he would be super tired after having a seizure.
Yeah, so he closed his eyes and just laid there for a little bit. And then he kind of came to again. And then the paramedics came and the girls went to go get them. And so the second time, when the paramedics finally came in, he started shaking again.
But this time it was as if he was cold.
Yeah, shivering. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so when he started shivering, then the paramedics... Well, these are the firefighters.
No.
The firefighters came in first, and then they were just assessing the situation. And then the paramedics... Yeah, then the paramedics came in, and then they gave Ghetto, the oxygen tank.
Mm-hmm. I'm just holding his head and his body so stays on his side. And the paramedic guy is just holding the little tiny gas mask over his entire face. But then his breathing got better. And his lips weren't blue, so that was good. Or purple. Whoa. He just wants to hold it.
And so they just wrapped him up.
And the guy's like, "Okay, Mom, don't forget your cell phone and your shoes." I was like, "Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't have remembered either of those." Mm-hmm. Running to the ambulance.
Yep. And then, so they told us where they'd be, which hospital they were going to. Then.
It was my first time ever being in an ambulance.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then when I was in the ambulance, I was like, "Oh, I should message Babs and let him know what hospital we're going to," because I didn't even know.
They told me already.
I know, but I didn't. I have. This was my focus right here, little man.
Mm-hmm. And so once they left, then I packed a few things for Gideon, a few things for Shan. And then the girls wanted to come too, but I was like, "No, you guys stay here, and then I'll just text you what's going on." And good thing I did, because when I got to the hospital, they're like, "Oh, you're only allowed one parent with the child at a time," but they let me in anyways. Mm-hmm. So yeah, good thing I didn't bring the girls, because then I don't know what would have happened. We would probably just have to wait which was pretty crazy, because there's so many people in the little waiting room with all their little sick babies. And then they finally let me in, and then I'll get a look. He was back to his normal self, but he was still, well, he wasn't seizuring. That's what I meant. He was back to still kind of whiny, but at least he's actually now kind of being able to focus on me. Which was
stopped seizuring when we were in the ambulance. He was done seizuring. We had taken his clothes off, so he's just in his diaper. Mm-hmm. And he had a towel, and he was on this huge stretcher, just this little tiny baby on this huge stretcher. Mm-hmm. He likes to do it himself. Just takes it out. And yeah, so then even as we were going through the hospital, I got out with him. The guy was pushing the stretcher. The paramedic was pushing the stretcher to the pediatric spot or whatever, and then, or the children's part, I don't know. And he was just laying there, he was just laying on the stretcher. I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's so crazy." If it was normal, he'd be trying to get off. He'd be trying to, you know what I mean? Just crazy kind of on the stretcher. He's busy little guy. Mm-hmm. But he was just laying there, letting them like wheel him around. He was kind of like pulling a bit at his hair and like at his head and stuff and ears, and he had just had a tooth come through. I don't know if the tooth was that day or the excuse me, the previous day, but yeah, lots of things for you going on. Hey, baby?
Yeah.
And then when I got in there, then they told me that like just lay on the bed and then we'll put him like on top of you. Were you there when they gave him the intravenous thing in his hand or not yet?
Well, I kept on missing.
Oh, you were there then?
No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the lady missed in one hand and then she went to the other hand, missed in that hand. She was like, hey, I'm going to get a different nurse to come in and find his vein. And so she did. The other nurse that came in was super quick, but he was not happy about that.
When they were doing it, I know they're like trying to help kiddo. Mm-hmm. And I know it can't be hard. It can't be easy with a little baby squirming all the time.
Well, and their veins are so tiny.
Yeah. So, but every time like they missed, like, oh, we couldn't get it, so we had to try the other hand. I was like, because there's a little baby getting hurt. Mm-hmm. So finally,
that made him cry.
The nurse come in. Yeah, then they were able to get him on. Yeah, he still didn't like it, but he did pretty well. Majority of the night, we didn't leave till we had to run a bunch of tests. So we didn't leave till around midnight from the hospital.
Hey, put him on his hand. Yeah. We had to take him for a chest x-ray just to like rule everything out that they had on their list. Mm-hmm. And so it was awful. I'm like in the what's that called? Wheelchair. I'm in the wheelchair and then he's like on top of me or whatever, right? And then, here, why don't you sit up here so that people can see you, baby? Anyway, so then I'm like holding him as we're going down the, not aisle, but whatever, hallway kind of thing. And this one old guy, he was like talking to a couple other nurses and like all of a sudden he like kind of looks at little Guinea and he's like, oh, God bless you, God bless you. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, we need that right now. Mm-hmm. And then we took him in to get his x-ray, which he screamed. He did not like being... Like, as soon as I put him in this, like, hard seat chair thing, he started screaming. And I was like, oh, no. So then they quickly, like, tie his hands up and put his hands, like, above him so they can move the chair. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And get an x-ray of his chest. So then they had to do that a couple of times. But he was so strong, he pulled his one arm out of the strappy strap. So then the guy had to come and he was like, whoa, you're too strong. And he's like, re-strapped him while Gideon's just like crying. I'm just in my head, I'm like, just hurry. And I'm like, I'm like, I'm right here, baby. But anyways, and then that was done and we got wheeled back to where Babs was. So, but yeah, it was intense, I would say. The only part I think where I was like a little bit like scared was actually when my girlfriend asked me when we were on FaceTime about his breathing. And as I'm listening to him, I'm like, oh, it's labored. Like, it's not an easy breathing. Because I know that if he stops breathing, you have like minutes before there's going to be like brain damage and stuff. So that was my only where I was like, and then I was like, I just need to pray. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that because I can't do anything about that. Yeah. So it's pretty intense, I would say. Yeah. We got home at like what, 12:30ish?
Roughly 12:30.
And then we're like eating because we were so hungry.
Yeah. Kiddo went to bed right away, pretty sure.
Yeah, he was exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. But he's all good now, back to normal, and.
Yeah. He just has boogies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he had tested positive for COVID. Yeah. Which I'm like, I don't even know.
Yeah, because we both tested negative the same day. And then the kids weren't sick either, I don't think. Yeah.
No. Aaliyah tested positive for COVID, but a few days later.
And so did me.
Yeah, but days later. So we got it from him. So I'm like, I don't even know where he would have got it from.
Yeah. Unless you're having some crazy
at night experience.
Well, we
and
went.
we're
No,
going
we
out.
did go to the mall, but I'm I'm pretty careful with him, like touching stuff, and we're like washing his hands, and like, you know what I mean, like, so I don't know. But we did go to the mall on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it till Tuesday.
He was coughing already before that though, so I wonder if he did have it a while, like a couple days before we even went to the mall.
I do not know.
Because that weekend,
Was his birthday weekend?
his birthday weekend, so her parents came down.
Yeah.
Yeah, which will be another story. I mean, we had so much stuff to update you. Like the last 2 weeks, we haven't like really done many videos. The video that we posted last
We've
week
just
was
been
like
recouping
from like a while back. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. These corn dogs were delicious. We're gonna leave the rest for the kiddos because they said they wanted to try some.
Yeah. Kiddo's demolishing this one.
Yeah. Kiddo's like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You say I'm 1 year old now. I'm 1 year old. There you go, big boy.
All right, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Say bye.
Bye.